Structure and chaos. How the heck do you create structure while you're surrounded with chaos? I am getting to be the queen of this. I'm getting so awesome at creating structure and systems and procedures and processes amongst the chaos because I honestly know it's the only way that you can survive. Now, I think I've shared I'm hanging out with my beautiful 3-year-old granddaughter these days during the week. So Monday through Friday, I'm watching her during the day. You know, and it's probably around 7 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m., or till, 5 or 6 o'clock at night every day. And then sometimes I have her on sleepovers. So that means that the things that I've been doing, thank goodness I'm doing things online, but that means that I have to get really creative with what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and how I structure my time and how I use my time. Now, I tend to be a very chaotic, boom, 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 go, go, go person. And although I have the ability to be a good planner, I don't always plan, I don't always structure, and I don't always, plan out and map out my time. And I got away with it my first couple of years online here. But now that I have made a commitment to helping out with her, I have got to get real creative about when can I fit in interviews? When can I do coaching calls? Coaching calls, thank goodness my coaching students are awesome and they understand, but and they actually love her. But it's really funny because I'll be in the middle of a coaching student and she'll ask me to do something and it's pretty hilarious. But we don't miss a beat. We just incorporate it and we bring it into the fun. And frankly, that's who I am. That's who I am. And if that is something that people can't deal with because it's not professional enough, guess what? You've already stopped watching me because you can't stand my busy background. One of my coaching students, it's really funny. He hates my background and he's like, it's just a cluttered, chaotic mess. And I'm like, it is a cluttered, chaotic mess on purpose because what I help people do is cut through the clutter, cut through the chaos, and no matter what their situation is, help them create structures and systems and processes and procedures to make their life work, to make their business work, to make it so that they enjoy and love their life. And no matter what's going on in their life, they can have the life that they want, the life that they choose. So I'm doing this 90-day challenge, right? This 90-day live video challenge on YouTube with Heather Ann Havenwood. And we started it May 1st, Wednesday, and we didn't have any really structure around it. So yesterday I have been, and since day one, I've been starting to create some structure. So we've got, I've got the Facebook page and the Facebook group cleaned up a little bit. I need to change the cover art. I need to change the description because I use that page. It's called Thrive Challenge for a lot of other challenges. For a lot of my challenges, I've used that same page. So it had a generic type of, it still does, cover art. And I want to change that and make it specific for the 90-day challenge. And then, of course, it's going to change back to something different for whatever the next challenge is that I do. But I want to tweak that a little bit to make it a little more, so when people land it, they're like, yes, I'm in the right place. I know this is where I should be. And right now, there's a huge disconnect with that. I also set up the funnel yesterday so I can, for the members area, so I can start adding the lessons to the members area. Of course, I've got 2 under my belt. I'll have 3 in a little bit because after this, I'll, of course, record the 2 videos a day that I'm doing for that challenge. One is the lesson. This is what we're talking about, the topic for the day's video. And then the second one is, of course, me doing the day's video. And this weekend, as usual, when I do a challenge, I start it. And what I had mapped out is what I thought I wanted the structure to be, changes based on the people and me as we're participating in it. And what I thought I was going to do the first week was a lot of YouTube specific things and trainings and things. And I'm like, nope, can't go there. Got to go back to the beginning of where we need to all start and start with the foundational things. The foundational things have to be done before we can actually start. And I think going forward, if I do this 90-day challenge again, which I probably will, I will do probably a week or 2 leading up to the 90-day challenge where we do all of these foundational pieces. And then we hop right into the 90-day actually doing it and then create, I want to create the flow and the structure of, hey, this is how you successfully really become this influencer. Now, Heather and I are just kind of figuring it out as we go through this time, but next time I'll be tweaking it and changing and moving it around, saying, okay, no, you have to do this first or that second or this 28th and this, 76th before you get the actual flow that you really want to achieve the result of becoming the massive influencer for your industry. And there is a science to that. There is a success science to that. And I know that I need to do a little more research and back up and I'm doing it now, but I also want to make sure that it's the best it can be this time through. And then every time we do it, it'll get better and better and better, because I'll have more clearly identified the foundational steps that should be first, second, third, and the order that they should be in. Know what all the foundations and all the blocks are. It's just a matter of tweaking, okay, well, which block comes 86th and which block really needs to be 3, right? So that happens on every challenge I do. Every time I do a challenge, I figure that out. I map out what I think the structure should be, and then as I'm actually doing it, it of course needs changes, needs tweaks based on the people I'm trying to serve with it. And that's how we make great products for people. That's how we give them what they need, not what we think they need. Because I'm always going to guess wrong. I'm going to guess. I'm going to give it my best try based on my experiences. But depending on the group of people that are going through the challenge, it's going to determine what they need, not what I need to teach them. And I always get what I need to teach them out as well, but it just might come in their order. It always comes in their order, not necessarily in my order force feeding them. So that's part of how I create systems and procedures and processes out of chaos. Oh, sorry, I'm running late today. My alarms are going off. But that's how I do that. And I have found that once I know that I'm going to do something more than once, I take a different stance on it. The first time I learned how to do it, if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to document how I do it, and I'm going to start creating a process, step 1, step 2, step 3 of how I do it, knowing that if I've done it twice, I'm probably going to do it more often, and I want to be able to teach and train someone else to do that task for me. I don't love doing the same things over and over and over again, although that is one of my hidden talents and things that I'm really good at. And I think it's because I get really good at it, because as I do something, I automatically create a system and a process for doing it that I get really, really good at. I remember one of my jobs in college was working at a pilot plant at 3M, and they had this machine that was called a staker. And all it did was it took this little valve, and then you'd put it on top of a plastic thing, and you'd slide in this machine, and then a big hydraulic press would come down, and it would press this and crimp this stake. It would make a little stake. It would smash that plastic and hold that little valve in place. It was for occupational health and safety gas masks for, safety, so that you wouldn't die of inhaling fumes. So everybody at the plant, it was in a pilot plant for 3M, everyone hated that machine and hated that job because they couldn't keep up with it. They hated it. They couldn't stand doing it. They thought it was hard to put this little valve on this little stub in this little round thing. It kind of looked like a bottle cap, but it had a plastic stake up the middle, and then you'd have this round valve that you'd put it on, and then you just slide it in the machine and stake it. You'd put, I think it was I can't remember if it was a foot or a hand buttons that you would push, but one or the other. Anyway, I got on that machine, and within an hour or so, I had figured out a way that I could preset all of these little valves and stakes up ahead of time, so I could have hundreds of them sitting on the side, and all I had to do was slide it in and activate the hydraulic press. Slide it in, activate the hydraulic press, slide in and activate the hydraulic press. And I got to the point where I could just do it on automatic. I just could do it. I'd found a way to make it really easy and quick. And so the first day I was on that machine, I did as much production out of that piece of equipment than most people ever could accomplish and had ever accomplished in a week in the past. I got called into the plant manager's office, and that's where I learned about peer pressure and how people would get really, really angry if you did something in an environment better than they did, because they thought it was showing them up. And here's this summer gal that comes in and she shows them up on this piece of equipment. Well, I didn't know better. I was new. I think I was between my freshman and sophomore year of college. So I didn't know about working in corporations or how peer pressure and things work. But it did help me in my management classes going forward, because I learned a lot about it firsthand. But I like to do that. I like to figure out what is the fastest, easiest, most efficient, effective way to maintain the quality, get what you want done. And I've done that with everything throughout my career since. So I love to create systems and things that make life easier out of chaos. So that's my lesson for you today. When you're doing something, look at it and say, okay, yep, everything around me might be falling apart, but if I can automate this one thing in my life, voila, life is so much easier. I do that with housework. If I can have a housekeeper come in once every 2 weeks or once a week and help me with the cleaning the bathrooms and the maintenance things that I hate to do anyway, and I pretty much stink at, I'm going to do that. If I can delegate something in my business by creating a system that I can show somebody else how to do, I'm going to do that. I do that with my content creation machine. I have got that all automated, and whenever things change, and they change about every week or two, I will create a new video tutorial, a video training, so that as I add new staff, I don't have to teach every single person how to do something. I taught them the first time, I videoed it. Now I just give the next person the video. So as we grow and expand, we can actually create systems that make it easy to scale. So that's it. That's what I'm working on today. That, and I've got a bunch of things to do for other people. I've got, I don't have my granddaughter this morning because I'm helping somebody go to the doctor. Not me. Yay, not me. But sometimes we need people to go with us and help us out in things, and I need to be that person. So go out, make it an awesome day. If you have any questions about systems and processes and procedures and how you do those, I actually wrote a book on it. I don't know, probably 15 years ago. So it's kind of my thing. Just go ahead and comment in the comments below, and I will help you out in any way, shape, or form that I can. That's it. Take care. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.